1 week ago, nearby our nation's capital, Athletes Unlimited treated lacrosse fans to an action-packed opener. Quick scoop, taken on the run, down low, behind the back! Hello, Hallie Majorana starts the league in style. The elite level lacrosse fun was just beginning. The game's greatest players delivered an incredible weekend's worth of competition, which led to a pair of golden girls atop the leaderboard. As new captains this week, Kayla Wood and Kayla Trainer go from teammates to rivals, while Dempsey Arsenault and Haley Warden get used to their new wardrobe. You know it will be colorful.
Sounds gorgeous. Thanks for setting me up, honey.
You're welcome when Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse draws next. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network is presented by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. The captains take the spotlight in this league. Today we await the outcome between Team Kayla Wood and their counterparts, a squad led by Kayla Trainer. Athletes Unlimited will feature 56 of the best lacrosse players in the world. Teams will change every week depending upon a weekly captain's draft. Team win points and individual stat points factor in determining just one singular champion by the end of a 5-week season. It is so great to see you again alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. Court, we get to witness an interesting dynamic in Athletes Unlimited today. What must it be like to go from teammates to rivals in just a few days?
It's truly that. To go from a teammate, understanding what it takes to win at the highest level. Both of these captains won all 3 games last week, but now they're going to have to take the good, what they learned, and how to come together as a team in such a short amount of time, and then put their own little spin on it.
Winning means everything in Athletes Unlimited, and last week, Kayla Wood was part of a team that couldn't lose, so as a result, she rose to the top of the leaderboard in the rank of captain.
Kayla Wood, she is such a solid defensive player, but it's her work between the restraining lines that sets her apart from every other defender. She anticipates, she has great footwork, and she can even score a goal when her team needs one.
Quite a player in transition, does it all. There were a lot of heroes last week for Team Ohlmiller. There was a reason why all those players in gold rose to the top of the leaderboard, and that includes Kayla Trainer, who was individually brilliant.
Kayla Trainer, she is a true wizard with her wand, and her wand being her stick. She has a signature no-angle shot. Right here, we see her ability to go above goal line extended. In addition, on how to cut in transition, she truly carries her team when need be, but she also gets everyone involved.
Folks, the intensity level is rising. You can see it in their faces. When we return, more on how the players collect points, and we'll get into the game with the goalies in just a moment. Plenty of intensity as they break the huddle. We close in on the start of week 2 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Folks, if you missed out on our scoring lessons last week, listen up. These are the points that are available to the players via their stats in the game. But Courtney, winning a quarter as a team, winning the game collectively, that's going to add up more in how you help yourself win.
Obviously, you want to come together as a team so you are able to come up with those quarter points and then ultimately have as many of those as possible for the overall win. But stats certainly do count. Obviously, defensive players can get as many points as a goal scorer with 12.
Folks, we look forward to bringing you into the game with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We're going to start with Haley Hicklin in goal. Haley, what's it been like getting used to your new teammates?
Oh, it's been a great week. We have a great group of athletes right here, and even more importantly, a great group of people. So I'm really excited to get after it today with gold.
Hey, Britt Reed, Haley is preaching positive thinking. I'm sure you're of the same mindset, aren't you? Hey, Britt, can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you now.
Sure, I know you can now. Your initial thoughts as we get set for this second week. What was the first week like for you?
It was awesome. I think, taking each quarter at a time, finishing out each quarter strong, and having each other's backs the whole time is going to be key to success.
Play well, and thank you.
Thank you.
Our officials, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Erica Leslie, Lynn Bowers, and Ronnie Anton. As Team Wood gets the initial possession, they're dressed in gold. That's Kenzie Kent operating back behind the cage. Team Trainer dressed in orange. Taylor Vanthoff outside the 8-meter key. In Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, there's a 60-second shot clock. If you score from outside that key, they'll give you 2 points. There were 2 two-pointers a weekend ago. Garrett off the split dodge finds Kent again, halfway through the shot clock. Initial possession of the game, ball down on the turf. Collected by Molly Garrett. They feed it inside. This will be skipping back, and possession will belong to Team Trainer.
Joe, if there's anything that any of the teams learned last week, it was Team Ohlmiller, who was wearing gold, move the ball so very well. When you get everyone involved, you tend to be more creative, making it more difficult for the defense to play on you.
First offensive touch for Team Trainer in orange. The captain has the ball. Kayla, who led everyone in Athletes Unlimited in goals in the initial weekend, she potted 10 of them. Teaming up with Katrina Dowd. Trainer looking to sneak, cut off by Wood. The feed inside, and Reed made a flashy stop there on a quick stick from Cummings.
Kayla Trainer, such an excellent feeder. She has her eyes up whenever she's dodging, always able to find those wide open cutters. I already love the movement both on and off ball for both Team Trainer as well as Team Wood.
Kenzie Kent operating back behind the cage. It's guarded by Britt Reed. Pump fake and then fire. Reed makes that denial, and the rebound bounces loose, and it's taken to safety quickly. Working back through on the lead there. That pass just gets away. Looking for Molly Little from Katie Hirsch. It's a turnover. Back to Team Wood. We're looking for the opening tally. Just 2 minutes into the contest. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network.
A little bit different from our first game last Friday, where they scored within 8 seconds of that very first draw control. Both teams are trying to settle in right now, get some touches, make sure everybody's feeling comfortable before they start to dodge and feed that ball inside. Super smart.
New cast of characters, getting used to each other during a couple of days worth of practice. Kent feeds. Nice catch there in traffic by Taylor Vanthoff. You hear the communication defensively. Bring it on around for Garrett. Taylor Vanthoff with 14 seconds to shoot. Kenzie Kent drifting below goal line extended. Top side, that feed into the interior near the top of the goal circle. Kent not able to reel it in with one hand, and Britt Reed starts the clear with Molly Little, who is the captain of the Denver Pioneers in her collegiate days. Molly Stevens will play it back behind for Katrina Dowd. Dowd swivels in, gets topside. That pass is low. No harm done. McPartland, the former Terrapin there.
Defensively, we see a different style of defense than what we saw last week. This is a backer defense, a person pressuring on ball, as well as an additional defender backing it up.
Trainer, one hand on her cross. Shot clock at 15. Dowd looking for a cutter, looking for a passing lane. She's forced there by Rudkin. Trainer with 7 seconds to shoot. From a bad angle, she didn't pull the trigger. McPartland outside the key, 3 seconds to shoot. Runs past Taryn Vanthoff, and then we get the shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation.
Just near the halfway mark of this opening quarter. We'll get you back to Maureen Hendricks Field at Maryland Soccerplex in a moment.
Here we go, here we go. Keep going in the middle. How are you just putting it?
Hey fans, Athletes Unlimited brings together the best athletes in the world to compete in our softball, volleyball, and lacrosse leagues. We're proud to have 32 current and former Olympians representing 9 countries on our softball and volleyball rosters. We have 26 athletes in Tokyo this summer. We congratulate our 4 Athletes Unlimited players on the Canadian softball team for their bronze medal performance. And we look forward to welcoming home our U.S. silver medalists in softball.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate.
Back on Monday, the second ever Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse draft, and Haley Warden, one of the captains, all thumbs up. She will square off against Dempsey Arsenal's squad in the nightcap this evening. Kayla Trainer, happy look on her face as she continued to add talented players round after round. And Courtney, have a peek back on this draft summary from Monday.
Not surprised at all with Katie Glynn. Look at how far she bumped up in week 2. She did an amazing job in the goal cage. To have a 68% save percentage, that's unprecedented for any goalie. Any goalie who's above 50, you're saying, wow, what a great job. And at 68, not surprised there. Becca Block, defensively, she is such a communicator and that all-important cog out of that unit. So to continue to be that top defensive player that they choose, not surprised at all.
56 players in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Only one can be champion. This is the Geico leaderboard after week 1 as we drift into our second weekend of play. And Kayla Wood was part of a team that would not lose in the opening weekend, that went 3-0 under Kylie Ohlmiller's direction. Of course, the stat points matter, but the team win points per quarter, per game, and MVP points just added up so quickly for someone like Kayla, who was twice voted an MVP and garnered 45 points each time in her efforts.
Wins obviously important, MVP like you said, and stats, that all-important next result. You cannot afford to have many turnovers because those are so very costly within this game. But Kayla Wood showed that it's not just the offensive players who can get on the board. Team Ohlmiller from last week, obviously Kayla Trainer, Kayla Wood, both captains this week for Team Orange as well as Team Gold. It's all about learning from that process.
Courtney, we're scoreless. Has it been good defense or disappointing offense so far?
I love how they're sharing the ball offensively. I think some turnovers, some lack of shots due to shot clock violations have obviously hindered them, but defensively, they're moving well, they're communicating, and we're seeing different defenses from both teams, which I think is important, getting offense out of their flow.
Lindsay Ronbeck outside the 8-meter key. Ronbeck working in against Cummings. Feeds it up top there for Taylor Vanthoff. That pass will get away from Molly Garrett, the midfielder. It's another turnover back to Team Trainer.
Team Trainer's defense right there. We saw them running a zone defense. Zone defense, again, can give offenses fits if they are struggling with feeding and or dodging with that ball. I think right now the defensive sets from each team, incredibly smart from the captains, putting them in from the very beginning.
Sloppy for both sides. Team Wood has committed 4 turnovers already in the early going. This pass is down. A tough catch there, collected on the run by Kayla Trainer. She'll share it with Sydney Parecka. Cummings fires, score! Taylor Cummings.
Sometimes all you need is a little bit of space to take your shot. Taylor Cummings last week did a great job with 7 goals. as well as her work between the middle of the field. But defensively, we saw a lot of shifting and moving. However, Taylor Cummings, if you give her hands free, and that's exactly what occurred, that resulted in goal number 1 for Team Trainer.
Point totals for Taylor over 400 after this one. Nestles in the goal. Only Marie McCool last week, Courtney. Only Marie McCool had more individual stat points than Taylor, and that's why she was one of the few who didn't wear gold to climb that leaderboard.
Taylor was oh so close, as well as her feet close to that 2-point line, but we saw the defensive player not within a stick length, and if you give Taylor room, she is certainly going to make you pay for it, getting the first goal on the board.
Taylor adding to her goal scoring tally, trailing only Kayla Trainer, against whom she plays this time around. Taylor Cummings on the board, giving Team Trainer the lead. Folks, we shout out to our presenting field partners, our good friends at Geico, for all of their generous support. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network. That's presented by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. 1-0 for Trainer after the Cummings strike. Folks, if you want to get even closer to the game, join the Unlimited Club for free by downloading the Athletes Unlimited app today. You'll receive all the latest news and updates in the palm of your hand, stream digital games, unlock special access, and more. If you're looking for even more than that, upgrade your membership for a whole year of behind-the-scenes access to all Athletes Unlimited seasons. Join the players in voting for game MVPs and the end-of-season awards. Visit auprosports.com. That's auprosports.com. You'll learn more about the Unlimited Club, and you'll make your Geico Unlimited pick to unlock content from your favorite player. Set for the resumption of this opening quarter, Taylor Cummings, the 3-time Tewaaraton Award winner as the best collegiate player in the land, the former University of Maryland Terrapin, who played previously in the WPL, played pro with the WPLL New York Fight. Taylor has long been an outstanding draw control player. What makes her so good at this skill set?
It's about quickness and it's about being competitive. Obviously, Taylor has both of those capabilities. It's her left draw taking skills that is her most dominant skill. We see her setting up right now. Taylor wearing number 27 in orange. She loves to put it over that back shoulder. Sometimes she gets it to herself out in front, but it's her competitive nature first and foremost, her will to just want the ball.
Okay, beautiful, hold it here. Ready.
Back.
And there it is, as you document it. Becca Block was sneaking in, trying to grab it off the line there. This will bounce out of bounds. Whoever gets possession of the draw control picks up 2 points for themselves. Taylor Cummings scored the goal, so on the individual stat point, she picks up a dozen. That'll elevate you quickly on the overall leaderboard. Dowd settles and fires. That one ricochets around. Caught a big chunk of Hicklin. The rebound belongs to Sydney Parecka.
Love the quick little give and goes that Team Trainer was working. Obviously, every time you move that ball quickly, you are able to get the defense shifting and moving, as well as that goalkeeper who may not be set and ready.
Sydney Parecka, who played collegiately at Florida, shares the ball with Kayla Trainer. Plenty of time on the 60-second shot clock. We're growing late in the opening quarter. Peros fires. That's stabbed by Hicklin. Haley Hicklin tied for second in goalie saves last week with Kaylee Waters. That's her third on the day.
And with that save, Haley Hicklin earns 6
Ronbeck brings it along. Lindsay told us during the week, during media day, that sports always came so easily to her. Snapshot score! Alex Aust, who didn't play in week 1. She had an excused absence. She makes her presence felt quickly in the first quarter this time around.
Alex Aust, a tremendous goal scorer in her collegiate days, as well as with Team USA. What I like about this is they didn't settle things for too long. You see behind the goal cage, Kenzie Kent acting like she's slowing things down. However, it's a quick little pop out by Alex Aust. Call that the Chelman pop, a former USA player, catching that defense off guard, acting like you're clearing through, but then looking for that quick little catch and finish.
Chelman, 2 times a Tewaaraton Award winner. Hannah Nielsen, Katie Schwarzman did it twice. Only Taylor Cummings of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse has won that award 3 times. Alex Oss, the former Terp, striking quickly. She's among the top 3 when it comes to assists. There, she was able to call her own number. Back to the draw with 76 seconds to go in the opening frame. Ball down. Taylor Cummings goosed it to her teammate there, and Becca Block comes up with the draw control. Give her 2 points. Ball down again. 2 points awarded for ground balls, and that belongs to Ella Simpkins on the move. Simpkins, who played collegiately at Syracuse, a 3rd-team All-American. Final stages of the opening quarter, 50 seconds in it. The shot clock is turned off, so Team Wood can have the final possession. And Courtney, those 20 points for winning the quarter for everybody on your team are on the line right now in a 1-1 game.
We're going to see them take their time right now, let the clock wind down. Hopefully they get this goal where they're able to come up with those points. However, if they don't score, it'll just get pushed to quarter 2, so it's a win-win for them.
Bounce shot, score! Slicing between defenders, Perella.
Alyssa Perella, a very quick top dodger. Obviously, as we saw in this sequence, had her playing days in college at Hofstra. Again, we see the ball initiating from behind, get the defense turning and moving, and that nice little 2-man game, using her teammate as a pick to kind of set up her defense, make them have to communicate. And that was a little bit of a miscue that allowed Alyssa Perella to slice and dice between these 2 defensive players.
Alyssa Perella, her dad Cosmo, her biggest fan, and in super slow-mo, Perella, who tallied in 2 of 3 games last weekend, dents the twine there, and that could turn out to be a huge goal for Team Wood. It gives them the 2-1 advantage with less than 25 seconds to go in the quarter. If you win the quarter individually, everybody on your side picks up 20 points. When you win the game, everybody on your team takes 45. Shot clock turned off, 15 seconds to go in this opening quarter. A 2-1 lead for Team Wood in goal. Ronbeck's going to isolate, drawing defenders away from the cage, guarded by Reed. 2 seconds left. Bad angle over the top. No shot there as time expires in quarter 1. 2-1 for Team Wood. It took a while for the squads to get on the board. Once they got acclimated to each other, the goals will start to come fast and furious. Marching onto this squad, tearing it up. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor, this is Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, the only league driven entirely by the athletes. And Courtney, when we look back and reflect back on week 1, there was tremendous play on the field and instant camaraderie off of it.
You know, it's certainly a talent to be a team captain and to be able to pick a good team and perform. Obviously, we saw Team Ohlmiller coming away with 3 wins. They really came together on the field, and I have a feeling that had a lot to do with them getting together off the field.
Just giving you a little of bookkeeping regarding Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. You see the 4 Tewaaraton Award wins. Taylor Cummings with 3 of them. Sam Apuzzo, Dynamite, we'll see her later on. With respect to the United States national team, there are 20 different players who are actively on Team USA's roster at the moment.
They are training together. They have extra time where they can work with one another. And again, that's either being used to their advantage when they're playing on the same team, or you know one another's tendencies, and that's allowing a team to kind of stop an excellent offensive player by knowing what their skills are, whether they like to dodge from up top or cut from the inside.
Fans, it's time to earn points for watching today's telecast. Take out your phone, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You'll earn points. If you don't have the Athletes Unlimited app, head over to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and start earning points to unlock exclusive rewards. Stay in the know about all things Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. All right, Haley Hicklin, so we are now 8 minutes in. How did things shape up in front of you?
Pretty good. You know, defense is playing tough. I think that we're going to come out even tougher this quarter, ready to go. But, you know, just got to keep the foot on the gas pedal. We're only one quarter in, so we got a lot of game to play.
Haley, that backer defense that we're seeing, how long has it taken your defense to work on that?
I mean, we only had a few days of practice, so, you know, we jumped right into it, and I think that we just got a lot of great defenders here that are willing to play for each other, and that's super important when you're playing a high-risk defense. So, you know, we just kind of went after it and just bought all in, and, you know, that's how you're going to be successful.
Haley, thanks very much for the input. We appreciate it.
Sure thing.
Let's go to the other end of the field. We
Here we
find
go.
Britt Reed. Hey, Britt, I know you don't play the saxophone anymore, but what kind of music were you listening to pregame to get yourself psyched up for today?
I listen to everything, but Mira had an awesome playlist going on that we were jamming to on the way here, and that sure got us fired up.
Britt, we saw some amazing saves in our first weekend. What gets you pumped for this next game?
Just being here and playing lacrosse and having fun. It's so fun to make a save. It's so fun to have a good defensive set, and just playing honestly gets you fired up.
Britt Reed, her first pro experience, turning out quite nicely. Thanks for stopping by, Britt. We'll check in with you in a little bit. We are set to begin quarter number 2. This is Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network, presented by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Team Wood, and it's the captain who has the ball in the gold jersey, chased by Becca Block, who put the trail check on her there against Team Trainer. 2-1 if you're just tuning in. Team Wood tallies from Alex Ost as well as Alyssa Perella. Kelly McPartland on the feed, closing in. Trainer fakes, she scores! Kayla Trainer.
That started out from the draw control, hounding Kayla Wood off of that draw circle until they won the ball back. Team Trainer in orange really pushing their transition. Emily Peros right there, number 5. Quick ball movement until they found the wide open player, Kayla Trainer. Wide open defense seemed to be a little bit lost right there, not communicating, which resulted in that quick little one-on-one with the goalie, but we saw her fake it. It's not about just taking it in, taking a shot, but faking high, putting it low, getting the goalie to bite on your movements as an offensive player, and that evens out the score.
Kayla Trainer, a magician with that lacrosse stick in hand. She tells us in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, it's all about helping to capture a wider audience, introduce sports fans to these terrific athletes. Block comes up with a draw control. That's worth 2 points on her individual stat line. We're deadlocked at 2. Dowd moves it quickly. Snapshot score! Molly Stevens from the sharp angle.
Team Trainer in orange doing a great job of, number 1, winning the ball off of the draw or battling to get it back. And we see right here with the ball in Trainer's stick immediately to Dowd. Quick movements, keeping the defense on their toes. We heard Team Wood talk about it's a high-risk defense. They know that they're leaving a player open, and right now, the ball movement by Team Trainer is what's killing them. I wouldn't be surprised if we quite possibly see a change in that defense, having more man-to-man or just simply a zone without that extra player being open.
Courtney, Molly Stevens had goals in 2 of 3 games last weekend. She's been talking with a lot of other former Gators. She played collegiately at Florida. Former Gators who've been through Athletes Unlimited, whether it be softball or volleyball, talking about this great organization as Peros darts inside the key. Dowd goes to the goal. Katrina Dowd. It's 3 goals in less than a minute for Team Trainer.
Joe, winning the possession at the draw is so very important. The last 2 goals have been fast breaks off of the draw control. Quick ball movement, finding that open player. But lacrosse is a game of runs. Right now, we have 3 goals consecutively by Team Trainer. And that's a total of 27 points in seconds.
Britt Reed getting back to her goal circle, just fooling around there a little bit with Molly Little. Her mates have just put 3 goals on the board in 27 seconds, giving her a 2-goal cushion to protect. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse here at Maureen Hendricks Field. As we get you up to speed, when we started on the Geico leaderboard, Kayla Wood was on top. She remains there. Kayla Trainer is closing ground quickly. In this game alone, you see 5 players in particular and how they rank with regard to their overall points. The nightcap features Team Arsenault and Team Warden in what is now a 4-2 advantage. 3 goals in the blink of an eye, Court.
In the blink of an eye, that's 36 points within those 27 seconds. 12 points for goal, quick ball movement, team play is what it's all about. And let it be known, these players were just selected to play with one another on Monday night during the draft. And it's no easy feat to come together, but working as one, Kayla Trainer has put together a group who's willing to share the ball, which is oh so important.
Kayla readying herself for the resumption of play in the quarter. Recently named head coach of the women's program at Syracuse, and she will put that great lacrosse mind to great work, helping the Collegiate Orange.
Yep. Roll it a little bit. Yep, hold it. Ready.
Patty Clutcher-Porter, our head official, getting the draw ready. And possession to Peros, who's always around that circle and right into a fast break. Peros on the feed for Dowd. Drop it on back. Cummings fires. That was broken up in front. Rattled around off of Rudkin. Trainer drawing 2 defenders. Sydney Pareca will play it on around for Taylor Cummings. Cummings started the scoring for Team Trainer. She had the lone goal in the opening quarter. Since then, Trainer, Stevens, and Dowd back to back to back. Trainer on the hop. Roll dodge. Finds Cummings outside the 8-meter key. Big face dodge from Trainer, didn't fool her defender. 15 seconds to shoot. Peros squeezed off there, feed it inside Cummings. She lost it out the top of her cross, and it belongs to Team Wood.
Joe, Team Wood is sticking with their high-pressure defense. A backer behind the person with the ball. It's to their advantage that time. Obviously, they want for feeds to go inside and them to be able to knock passes down. That's the whole point in the pressure. Making the offense feel uncomfortable, making it seem like someone's open on the inside. And it worked for them on that last possession.
Kenzie Kent back behind the cage. Teams were slow to score in the opening quarter. They've been lighting it up, at least Team Trainer has, to start this second. 5.5 to go left in the half. Ronbeck off the feed. Kent slashing around block. Long range drive that goes wide of Reed. Compliments of Taryn Vanthoff. Closest to the ball when it leaves the field after a shot maintains possession. The officials going to keep it with Alex Ost, or are they? Instead, the ball will go back to Team Trainer. Britt Reed jogging back to the cage. Team Trainer with an offensive touch. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Nice pass inside. Trainer stuffed by Hicklin. Haley Hicklin would not be fooled there. Peros comes up with a ground ball. Fresh 60-second shot clock. Katrina Dowd outside the key, looking for Trainer again. Off the roll, fires. Hicklin stuffed her once more. Back-to-back saves by Hicklin on the top scorer in all of Athletes Unlimited.
Haley Hicklin already with 5 saves. Sometimes as an offensive player, you can almost fake yourself out, or the goalie isn't going for any of those bites. As we look right here on our screen, we see an excellent feed through the middle of that 8 by Katrina Dowd to Kayla Trainer. Excellent job of Hicklin holding her post.
Stopping Trainer once is tough enough to do, much less twice in about 15 seconds. Team Wood looking to carve into the deficit. Ronbeck will skip. Garrett plays it. Shot clock's at 18. Lindsay Ronbeck sharing the lacrosse ball. That pass to the interior, looking for the quick stick at the top of the circle, and Reed will pounce on it. Britt Reed in cage for team trainer with 3:50 to go in the opening half.
We see physicality inside of that critical scoring area, that 8-meter key. A little bit rougher than what you see within the NCAA game. These players are faster, more physical, aggressive, and it's all allowed within the rules. There's no 3 seconds, no shooting space. You're allowed to make some tougher on-body contact.
That pass there gets away from Peros. It's a turnover back to Team Wood. We mentioned 20 points for each player on your team who wins a quarter. The first quarter was won by Team Wood. The second quarter for the moment now led by Team Trainer. 3 points to none with 3 minutes remaining in the half. The turnover story, level at 5 apiece. Kenzie Kent operates against Becca Block. Taryn Van Thoff against Pareka, the feed inside. That was a tough catch for Garrett. Another turnover, and Peros looks to sprint the other way with help from Katrina Geiger. Geiger, the former captain of the Loyola Greyhounds, shares the rock with Sydney Pareka, and then Kelly McPartland, one of 6 former Maryland Terrapins in all of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Week 2 of 5, 30 games total. This is game number 7. Only one champion reigns atop the Geico leaderboard. McPartland thought about it, skips it on through, but that pass was too tall for Sydney Pareka.
The defense is doing exactly what is asked of it, to make more passes. However, that does give the opportunity for offense to get the pass off the mark, which is why we're seeing turnovers.
That's okay.
Timeout call with 2:09 to go in the half. Let's get you into the game with goalkeeper Britt Reed.
If she gets out, I can also look for interception, but if she's not out, I got to play my pipe.
I just have to go behind because I can't run in front.
Yeah.
No, I'm just always going to protect the middle, and then Molly can send me, like, if you're down there, Molly, push me out, and help me.
Also, if you just get out and bait that pass, like, if I know you're going out to Courtney, I can pick it up, but if you're not going out to Courtney, I have to play my pipe in case she shoots it.
Got you.
Joe, we heard them talking about their defense, that special style that they're working on the defensive end of the field, trying to make them want that pass on the inside. We heard defense talking about it excessively. That's what we can hear on the field, pushing one another, stepping out, creating those turnovers, which is what we're seeing.
Just tuning in with us, a 4-2 advantage for Team Trainer. Athletes Unlimited launched Athlete Causes in partnership with the Give Lively Foundation. Let's hear about the cause for netminder Haley Hicklin.
Hi, my name is Haley Hicklin, and I'm playing for the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation. It really started with Jacqueline many years ago when she was adopted by the Northwestern women's lacrosse team. She had a brain tumor, and the Northwestern team took her in and really made her feel at home and feel a part of the team. And, you know, she took that experience and she wanted that for other people going through the same situation that she was going through. I just have a lot of respect for Dennis Murphy, who runs Friends of Jacqueline, and for Jacqueline herself and the organization. I think they do an absolutely incredible job, and you know, I think that their work is extremely important.
Just wonderful work there. Athlete Causes, allowing athletes to play their season in part for the benefit of the nonprofit organization of their choice. At the end of the year, the end of this 5-week run, the Give Lively Foundation will make a grant equal to 50% of the athlete's end of season bonus. It'll go to their nonprofit partner. Haley Hicklin has been very sharp in this opening half.
What I love about the Causes program for the athletes, they have the opportunity to create their own fundraising pages as well to support the organizations. Obviously, some organizations we see multiple times, the One Love Foundation, Harlem Lacrosse, Headstrong Foundation. Again, causes that are near and dear to many of these players' hearts.
Rutkin settles in on the clear for Team Wood, dressed in gold. Team Trainer in the orange jerseys, the only 3 goals of this quarter, which exists for another 1 minute and 50 seconds. So as of right now, Team Trainer in line to pick up those 20 quarter points for each player on their list, adding up on the overall leaderboard. Sneak attack, Ost tried to pot another one. Alex Ost, who struck in the opening quarter, just dipping a toe into her Athletes Unlimited career, and that quick set is knocked home quickly by Courtney Fortunato.
Sometimes when a defense is playing a zone, as cutters go through, defenders go back to their quote-unquote area, and that leaves opportunities for an attacking player. Courtney Fortunato, so very smart. She realized that her defensive player had gone back to their position, their set position in that zone, which created an open opportunity for her to cut for the ball.
Notre Dame, class of 2017. Courtney said to us that she loved being on campus at Notre Dame. She says that if she could, she'd never leave. She's posted up there inside. That was an easy put away off the feed from Kenzie Kent, and it makes it a 1-point game.
I love that we're seeing different defenses this week. We're seeing a lot more zone from the very start. Backer defenses. We saw a lot of man as teams were just getting to know one another. This already means that they feel comfortable with their communication on the defensive end.
It's not like they're going to get rid of the player-to-player defense, but we are seeing a bit more zone as we start week 2 with you in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in quarter number 2. Alyssa Perella takes it on the run for Team Wood. Fortunato on the split dodge, send it back behind the goal. Lindsay Ronbeck favors her left off the feed there. Perella fires, she scores!
Excellent movement of the ball as well as movement of the feet. It's all about creating space. When a team is playing in a zone, you want to get them moving, sliding, carrying you through with having another cutter on those heels. As the ball is swinging from one side of the field to the other, you see the defense communicating and moving, cutting off of one another. Right there, cutting on the heels of Alex Ost. We see Alyssa Perella creating that open space. She took that defensive player in the zone with her, which is ultimately what created that lane right behind her.
2 tallies 30 seconds apart for Team Wood, and then all of a sudden now those quarter points that seem to be in the bag for Team Trainer much closer. 3-2 in this second quarter alone, and now 4 all for the game with 60 seconds to play. And back to the draw we go. Cummings against Taylor Vanthoff, and it's Taylor Cummings who overruns the ground ball there. The scoop is made by Kenzie Kent. We get a whistle though. The officials will be awarding the ball to Team Trainer. And in a hurry, it's Cummings driving to the cage. 50 seconds left in this frame. The shot clock is turned off. Team Trainer can have the last possession. They lead the quarter 3-2. 20 points on the line should Team Trainer win this frame. Everybody picks up 20 on their leaderboard total. Kayla Trainer below goal line extended. Around for Dowd. Trainer thought about it, rolling away from 2 defenders. Here comes the help. Peros hiding behind the cage. 18 seconds in the quarter. Trainer, that familiar hop, she's bumped by Wood. Tried to force feed that inside. She was looking for Hench. It's in the circle. It belongs to Hicklin. 6 seconds left. The long clear on the bounce. Taryn Vanthoff there. Does she have time? No, and the pass is high as this first quarter comes, and first half comes to an end. 4 all.
Our score, Team Wood 4, Team Trainer 4.
Team Trainer wins the quarter. 20 points for the ladies dressed in orange as we are at the half and on a tear once more with Athletes Unlimited.
20 points. Shop at
Impossible? Ha! Watch me. That word is not in my vocabulary. Welcome to my mentality, where I will show you freedom, recognition, for every athlete, every woman, for my team, for me. Say my name because I am the best at what I do. The All-American, the Olympian. My craft is my free expression, where I compete to win. I stand for racial equality, gender equality, income equality, as a guaranteed, tangible reality. Welcome to where I play, where I am free.
We should all be unlimited. Athletes unlimited at the half. 16 minutes in the books between Team Wood and Team Trainer, tied up at 4 apiece. Athletes Unlimited players, they're competitive in most walks of life. They could even be battling over the kids' game, rock, paper, scissors. Molly Garrett explains her approach.
In my head, proper strategy. When you say rock, paper, scissors, a lot of people will typically go scissors right off the bat because that was the last thing that they said. So you do rock, so you cancel out their scissors.
Okay, so you have to know like what a rock is and what a paper is and what scissors are. And then from there, you also have to like know how to count your numbers, 1, 2, and 3. And then you have to do like sign language motions of rock, papers, and scissors.
I think it's just kind of a free-for-all. Do whatever you want, whatever your gut's telling you to do.
I think it's all psychological, so you got to get in your opponent's head before you do it. Figure out their game plan and then assess yours.
Gosh, maybe remember what they had just done, or the couple, because I feel like people like to switch it up. Or sometimes they'll maybe even do the same one again.
I'd probably start with rock every single time.
I would say scissors first, but for anybody that I play, don't remember that.
Team Wood and Team Trainer deadlocked at 4 apiece. It was Team Trainer winning that second quarter, 3 goals to 2. All right, ready, and 1, 2, and... Oh, see, all I know is that 3 of a kind beats 2 pair. I'm not sure what beats what in rock, scissors, paper.
So you beat me.
That's good.
Paper covers rock.
I understand that.
But I struggle with how fast you went. I like to slow play it. Slow play. Get in the opponent's head, and you went fast. So hence why I lost.
Oh, come on. It's 1-0 for me, but it's a long season. It's actually 5 weekends long. In Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we are enjoying Team Wood and Team Trainer. Alyssa Perella finding some room inside the D. She fires to score. That team dressed in orange, team trainer, raring to go. They want to get out there to start the third quarter. Take your time, catch your breath. It's a long and busy weekend. We're 4-4 at the halftime break with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at the University of Maryland. Court, it was slow for these two teams to get on the board. Was the offense lacking in precision?
Lacking in precision due to defense. They were on their game. Two different styles that we saw, a zone as well as a backer. It wreaks havoc for offense. You have to get in a flow offensively, and they were definitely struggling in those first minutes.
It did. It took them a while to get on the board, but then they did do so swiftly, adding up for these highlights, beginning with a strike from Taylor Cummings.
What I love is the ball movement offensively, and she had time, room, and space right here. If defense is not going to honor you, by all means, take it far and wide. That's what we saw from Taylor Cummings on that first one. However, Team Wood back on top. Alex Oss, glad that she's back into the mix this week, showing her offensive prowess. And then we have some movement right here. We saw dodging through a zone. Generally, you don't see that, but sometimes defensively, they're standing still, and it creates a lane.
Kayla Trainer says, why not? I'll stroll to the goal and score.
As we have another quick amount of ball movement, it's all about getting the defense off of their feet. And right now they were following where that ball was as opposed to leading and seeing where it was going.
This is a great stretch for Team Trainer. 3 goals in 27 seconds.
Accounting for 36 points. My math is a little bit better this time around. 12 points per goal, and they were certainly feeling it. 4-3 was the score right there. Again, right on the doorstep. So they were finding success around the crease with an open player.
Courtney Fortunato is too good to be left unguarded like that.
Right here, Kenzie Kent, once again, a little bit of a miscue. Sometimes when the ball is coming in from out of bounds, you catch the defense off guard, and that's exactly what occurred.
Team Trainer led in terms of shots. Nobody has the lead in the overall point scoring, level at 4.
Big glaring notice right here, 8-7 in turnovers. Both teams are struggling putting that ball into one another's stick. Again, it's about the defense. They're trying to create turnovers by making you pass the ball. Sometimes they're not on the mark.
Courtney helping us with the math. Perella with the 2 goals. That's 12 points for each goal, so 24 points for her. In addition, on the leaderboard, which now reflects out like this. There are 56 players in Athletes Unlimited, and for the first time, Kayla Wood has been supplanted from number 1. It's Kayla Trainers to lead.
What I love about this, we see Team Trainer, then we see Team Wood. Obviously, Arsenal, she has not played a game yet today, so expect for her to stay the same while others move around. But Britt Reed still in that top 4 spot. Goalkeeper, I love that points matter. Number 1 as a team. 2, MVP. MVPs are selected each and every part.
4-4, halfway home. We'll get you back for quarter 3 right after these words. Fans, you can own a piece of Athletes Unlimited history with the first ever Topps trading card set for professional women's lacrosse. The limited edition sets feature all athletes plus additional cards about the league and randomly inserted serial numbered parallels, including player autographs and Nike Golden tickets. Sets are available to purchase now through August 27th at Topps.com. This is the only opportunity to purchase this unique collectible, so get yours today. Folks, each of these teams unique. They're likely never to occur again. This is the first game of a new weekend for Team Wood. And fans, we remind you to earn points for watching today's broadcast. Take out your phone, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You can earn points. If you don't have the Athletes Unlimited app, head over to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Start earning points to unlock exclusive rewards and stay in the know about all things Athletes Unlimited. Folks from the promotions department, the most athletic men and women on the planet, competing in the ultimate fitness test as they battle it out in a set of challenges assessing their physical and mental strength to be crowned the fittest on earth. Catch the 2021 CrossFit Games tonight, 11 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Third quarter set to roll. Officials are Patty Clutcher-Porter, Erica Leslie, Lynn Bowers. The table official is Ronnie Anton. Team trainer in orange, Team Wood in the gold. 4-4 after 16 minutes. We've had goalie changes at both ends of the field. Mira Shane has taken over for team trainer. Taylor Vanthoff outside the 8-meter key. You score from out there, you'll get 2 points. Perella had 2 goals in the opening half. Alyssa off the split comes back to Taryn Vanthoff. Taryn, some 6 years older than her sister Taylor. Fire, score! On the run to the alley. Taryn Vanthoff.
Taryn Vanthoff, she has not played with her sister and since their 7th and 12th grade years in high school. Both of them really excited to be on the same team, obviously with Team Wood in gold this weekend. Not sure if they'll be able to play again together this season, but coming off of her sister's heels, we see that dodge and challenge off of one another's heels right here. Ball starts with Alyssa Perella, and as it moves, then we see a teammate right there, number 18 versus number 81, a little play on numbers. And for that nice little alley dodge, catching the defense off, once you cut off of a screen, she saw that she had that open lane and was able to turn the corner. As we look at this replay one more time in paint, Taryn Vanthoff turning that corner, having that wide open lane. She got her arms free, no defense, was in sight. Nobody had a body to her. That gave her the ability to really wind up before she took that shot.
Those are the first individual stat points of this still young season for Taryn Vanthoff. She gets a +12 for that goal. Younger sister Taylor at the draw circle. The ground ball comes up for Kayla Wood, who began this weekend atop the Geico leaderboard. Kayla Trainer has taken over as the number 1. Things are going to be changing throughout. Every play matters in Athletes Unlimited. Speaking of the leaders, Trainer just a single point better than Kayla Wood, who just picked up a couple of points for the draw control. Fortunato hanging out halfway through the 60-second shot clock. Neat move. Score! Courtney Fortunato.
A big difference that we're seeing right now in orange, team trainer, they're playing a man defense. Very different from what they had the entire first half. And Team Wood in gold coming up cleanly with the draw control. If you don't win the draw control, you certainly will not have possession. But right there, a one-on-one, she has that nice little pull across her face dodge, heading to the goal, and no slides are coming. So when you're in a 1v1 situation and you know that you're on an island, it's a perfect time to take on your defender.
No surprise to see Courtney scoring her last 3 seasons in South Bend. 56, 64, and 59 goals. The neat move there to lose little. She cashes in, and it's a 2-point advantage for Team Wood. 4 unanswered goals after Kayla Trainer's squad put up 3 in 27 seconds. The last 4 on the score sheet have all belonged to Team Wood. Temperatures in the low 90s when we started play. Early Friday evening. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse there. Taryn Vanthoff was hit up high around the face. Possession stays for Team Wood. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network. The goals happen quickly. More celebrations for Team Wood.
Kenzie Kent is feeling it behind the goal cage. Her vision is unmatched at this point. She's able to see players wide open on the inside. They're catching their defense, unprepared, unmatched. And that's what's giving Team Wood that extra opportunity for a goal. We see Kenzie Kent set behind the goal cage and another streaking Alex Austin side.
Gates open at 11 a.m.
Team trainer scratching their heads a little bit. The last 5 unanswered have belonged to Team Wood. It's a 7-4 advantage for the gals in gold. Our players have been asked to talk about self-belief, a time of reflection, and how it's affected their career. Let's listen in on Mira Shane.
I think I go back to really thinking about all the gratitude that I have for my parents and my roots. My parents, as I call them the checkerboard sometimes, but my mom as a white woman and my dad as a black man, I think that we've gone through our own trials and tribulations, through themselves being an interracial couple, myself being someone who's biracial and who in some spaces has been white passing, in some spaces hasn't known where I fit in. I've been black, I've been white, I've been this milk chocolate mixture, but I think that why I believe in myself is just what all they've given to me, and all the things that they had growing up or might not have had. That's where I really find inspiration. They created this foundation for me to launch myself, to be able to play sax, to run to a rehearsal, to get on the field, to be sweaty in a band rehearsal, to be sweaty in the choir room. And I think it goes back to the moments of my dad dropping off my lunch when I forgot it at home, or my mom, you know, giving me a hug, being like, "How are you today?" With her therapist self specializing in adolescent girls. So I think, you know, it's my roots and it's my parents.
That was Believe You Will, presented by Guaranteed Rate. And Courtney, with respect to Mira, who's been subbed out of the game now, she just feels like we all belong inside of Athletes Unlimited.
I love how she finds her inspiration from her parents, you know, what they had growing up or what they didn't have, more importantly.
As we return to the draw circle, possession belongs to team trainer. Cummings on the move, snapshot there, denied. Follow-up chance, just bounced to the top corner. The rebound popped home. It was Peros around that circle, hungry for the lacrosse ball.
I love watching Emily Peros play. She is just a worker all over the field. In this instance, she picked up one of those junk goals, but nonetheless, they count. It's getting your team the ball back in a situation to give them another offensive opportunity. And that's exactly what she did by picking up that ground ball around the crease.
Peros on this inside flick.
Love the shot on the run from Molly Stevens, but right there, that quick grab. Such quick reflexes to be able to get that ball and place it around the goalkeeper.
Squeezing it past Katie Glenn, who's come on for Haley Hicklin in goal for Team Wood. Every save the goalie makes, she earns 6 points on her leaderboard totals. Team trainer ending a lengthy drought that had seen Team Wood score 5 unanswered.
Okay, you're leaning. Yep, hold it straight up. Straight up, Yellow, straight up. Hold. Ready.
Courtney, you've seen Taylor Vanthoff go with a different stick there at the draw circle.
I like how team trainer changed things up. Kayla Trainer taking the draw the last 2 times because previously Taylor Vanthoff, she had done an excellent job of getting the ball to where she wanted it to. Obviously, you see she has a gold stick in her hand. It's a gate draw stick. She was changing the stick after gaining possession.
Cummings inside, point blank, she scores.
Catching Team Wood off guard, a quick restart, and that's something where teams can capitalize. As the defense isn't set and ready, as you have quick starts on the field. I mean, a wide open streaking Taylor Cummings, a 1v1 with the goalie. Obviously, offensively, you should score each and every time in that situation. I think Team Wood a little bit upset. They were looking for the referees to clarify something. Players not set, not ready, but you gotta play. You gotta continue on until there's a pause.
Taylor Cummings wearing that knee sleeve. We didn't see that from her last weekend. She deposits that goal in tight. She had multi-goal games in all 3 performances in week 1 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Joe Beninati, along with Courtney Martinez-Connor. We shout out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for all their efforts day and night and throughout these busy 3 days of the weekend. This is game 7 of 30 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Only one champion among the 56 players on the roster by week 5's end. We come to you from Maureen Hendricks Field at Maryland Soccerplex, about a half hour north of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. So quick around the circle is Kenzie Kent. She's drifting inside of the 8-meter key. Kent likes to operate behind the cage. On the exchange there for Aust, a look-away pass to Taylor Vanthoff. Circle it up. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. 10 players in total on the field. 3 attackers, 3 D, 3 midfielders, and a goalie. Closing, Garrett. Forced away by Peros. Sydney Pareca there to defend. Shot clock's at 20. Looking to the interior, that gets away from Oss. Ball down on the deck. Ground balls are worth 2 points, and off the scoop, it comes up for Fortunato. Taylor Vanthoff knocked down to the turf. Another ground ball available. Hirsch is there, and so is Becca Block. As she scoops, she'll roll it back to Britt Reed. The long clearing effort on target to Peros with 4:40 to go in the second quarter.
Joe, I think they may have been able to get an 8-meter on that last play. It wasn't called, so the biggest difference, you have to displace the attacker in order for a foul to be called inside of that 8-meter key.
We've seen a lot of bumping in the first 7 games of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. It's been physical. Katrina Dowd has a tally today. There are 4 different players with 2-goal games going. Dowd switching the point of attack for Peros. Shot clock's at 18. Cummings, bring it on around. Trainer wants it. Working in against Garrett, 9 seconds to shoot. That pass gets away from Stevens, and it is Kayla Wood adding a couple of points to her stat line with a ground ball. Ella Simpkins, who was brilliant in draw possession control last week, brings it on ahead, and Kenzie Kent motors in 6-on-6. Kent off the isolation. Rattled there by Geiger. In this quarter, the goals are 3-2 favor Team Wood. Ronbeck's bid was deflected aside. New shot clock. Reed doing the task in cage for Team Trainer. Alyssa Perella cycles it on around for Garrett.
Time is on their side with an extra shot clock. They can be patient. They don't need to rush. Make sure they're utilizing, finding the sure thing inside.
Fortunato gets topside. Good save there by Britt Reed. And she dives out to grab that lacrosse ball. 6 more points for Reed on that save. She was among the league leaders in saves in week 1. Sydney Pareca wheels back ahead. Pareca closing in. Finds Trainer against Wood. The 2 captains meeting at X. Great move by Trainer. That quick little look away, freeing her up for Peros. Quick stick, score! Taylor Hench.
As the teams are taking a timeout right now, we see that the flow is changing. Lacrosse is a game of runs. And right now, we had Team Trainer coming back with another goal. A save by Britt Reed, translated into quick offensive possession for Team Trainer. Quick ball movement, again, will beat the high-pressure defense each and every time. Emily Peros changing where she's at on the field, not necessarily attacking from up top, but moving down low around the crease, kind of gives a little bit of a different look offensively.
That high end zone replay gives you an idea about how the heads have to be on a swivel defensively. The change of possession from one side to the other, from the attack left and right, happening from behind the cage to the front of the goal. Everybody has to be alert. Folks, listen up. Sunday at 4 Eastern, you can get ready for the most intense rugby battle of the season. CBS takes to the pitch for the final face-off of the year. LA going head-to-head against Atlanta for a chance to be crowned the 2021 Major League Rugby champ. Folks, this time around, we're playing in front of friends, family, and special guests this Friday, but you can join us at Maureen Hendricks Field at Maryland Soccerplex. Tickets are available for select dates at auprosports.com/tickets/lacrosse. On a warm early evening, we have a 7-7 game, and we have thanks to send out to our presenting field partners at Geico in this inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. A league that values innovation and excellence, inclusion and entertainment, and a league that is shouting out all sorts of accolades to the 26 Athletes Unlimited athletes, softball and volleyball, participating in the Summer Games in Tokyo. Team Wood in the gold, Team Trainer in orange as we get back to the draw circle. Garrett against Trainer. Courtney, there are a number of draw specialists throughout the 56-player roster in Athletes Unlimited. Who do you think decides who takes which draw?
You know, sometimes players match up against one another better. And right now we're just seeing a lot of changes because it's super important to get possession of that ball.
Trainer against Wood in this game. You see the top 5 players on the leaderboard just in this contest alone. The nightcap Dempsey Arsenal squad against Haley Warden. That game will follow this as we have 2:20 left in quarter 3. Another fast-moving contest. Fortunato on the feed. Ost tucks in her hat-trick goal. Alex Ost.
What I love about that ball movement is one more. Obviously, that would have been a shooting space call. This was an NCAA game, but there are no shooting space calls in this game, so it's all about finding that extra open player. Ball starting out with Kenzie Kent as it moves to Courtney Fortunato's stick. She knows a teammate is down on the crease. Becca Block was the one defensively who was in her lane to shoot, but that means that somebody else is open. Alex Ost doing a tremendous job around the crease, stepping up below that goal line extended, giving herself a little bit more angle before she shoots around the goalkeeper.
Alex Ost, who did not play in week 1 of Athletes Unlimited because of an excused absence. Well, she has been dynamite so far, picking up the hat-trick tally, giving Team Wood the 4-3 advantage individually in the third quarter. Remember, 20 points available for every player in the lineup should you win the quarter, 45 if you win the game. Ost again, streaking to the goal, make it 4.
Alex Ost making her presence known in game number 1 of her career in Athletes Unlimited. A quick fast break from the draw control. As we look at this view from the high end zone, we see a battle right here. Quick pickup by Molly Garrett. Her eyes are up. She sees Alex Ost cutting into position. She's not hanging behind her defender. She's getting herself in a critical scoring position. Love how that was all done in transition. Nice quick feed inside. Quick stick, one more look right here. Alex has her stick in between her body as well as that defender, shielding so that she's able to finish that last quick possession shot.
Former National Attacker of the Year out of the University of Maryland, Alex Ost, has the last 3 goals for Team Wood. She's made it a 9-7 ball game with 2:10 left in the third. Garrett against Trainer at the draw. As they scramble for that loose ball, it comes up for Team Wood. And Kenzie Kent doing things at both ends of the field.
She is so slick with her stick. We see her ground ball maneuvers. I call that a walking dog move. She has such control, that's such strength, often pulling from her days of playing ice hockey.
Kenzie Kent, the daughter of Jeff and Jennifer, one of 6 kids in the family. 6-on-6 here at the offensive end for Fortunato, halfway through the shot clock. Loop it over the top. Garrett taking a peek at the 8-meter key. Closing. This shot fought off by Reed. 20 seconds to shoot. Fortunato wants it. She's picked up by Geiger. Garrett gets to the alley, working around Cummings. That pass is too tall there for Fortunato. It'll stay in bounds, but it will be a shot clock violation against Team Wood. Latter stages of the third quarter, just 50 seconds to play in it for Kelly McPartland. Trainer outside the key. Score from there, they'll give you 2 points, and they'll give you 16 on your individual stat line. Shot clock is turned off. Team Trainer can have the last possession. Double team against Kayla. She gets away from Simpkins. Cummings keeps it hot. Peros didn't take that backhanded shot. The feed that was intercepted and off to the races comes Perella. Alyssa Perella already with 2 goals today, driving to the cage. Score! The hat trick for Perella.
Joe, I love the athleticism, the speed that Alyssa Perella, right here, number 47 in gold for Team Wood, that she showed all the way from the defensive end to the offensive side. It started with her very heads-up play on the defensive end. As we take a look right here, some double-team pressure, and she was ready and waiting, anticipating for that pass to be made. Now watch this right here. She's gonna cut off that riding midfielder, cutting off that player, putting her body between her stick and that defender. That was an intense swing right there, could have been deemed a yellow, but taking a shot, falling down, that just tremendous amount of composure. Protecting her stick through those sliding defenders. Very heads-up play.
Living up to the scouting report, Alyssa Perella loves to go to the goal. She's bagged 3 on the day. Alex Ost has 4. And Team Wood has the advantage. It's a 10-7 margin, the largest lead for Team Wood on this early evening. 16 seconds left in the quarter. Team Wood leading in the quarter, scoring 6-3. They're about to possess another 20 points for all of them on the leaderboard. Cummings was trail checked there. Snapshot, score! A buzzer beater again with just shy of 7 seconds remaining. Peros, opportunistic as always.
That's the second goal by Emily Peros, in the right place at the right time. We see this battle for the draw control. I love that Kayla Trainer put herself on the draw. Kayla Wood almost with that caused turnover, but it's another ground ball. Another second opportunity that Emily Peros is capitalizing on right now. That ground ball after that caused turnover that didn't happen. Emily Peros picking it up for a nice, quick, swift behind the back shot we see right here in slow motion. She picks up the ground ball that was just checked out of her teammate's stick. She knew where that goal was. She sighted the cage. Her defensive player wasn't ready for that shot. She expected her to collect it, get another cradle in before a shot, and the goalie wasn't prepared either.
Pretty amazing field presence for Peros to shoot that over her shoulder, blind, if you will, and make this a 10-8 game. Back to the draw circle, final 7 seconds of the quarter.
Yep, hang on. Yep, so you're gonna move it. Keep it right here. Yep. Both of you, hold it. Ready.
Head official Patty Kletcher-Porter getting everybody in line. A last-ditch effort for Team Wood goes awry as this third quarter comes to its end. Team Wood wins the quarter. Team Wood has the 10-8 lead after 3 frames. They're making their move.
And with their 6 goals, Team Wood wins the quarter.
There's your score in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network, divvied up into quarters. Each time the team wins an individual quarter, they collect 20 points per person on their team. So we are 10-8 after 3 quarters. With regard to the win points per quarter, Team Woods banked 40, Courtney, compared to Team Trainers 20.
You know what I love about this? Team Wood holding the whole gold team is winning a lot of quarter points, and that's exactly what we saw in week 1. However, the teams are different. So Kayla Wood was a defensive player on that team. However, now she's the captain.
Alex Oss has the hat trick +1, 4 goals in this game.
Alex Oss making her presence known, scoring from all different areas on the field, quick sticks, inside. She's certainly cutting, knowing where she's at on the field, having the defensive player on her heels, except this one wide open down around by the crease.
Alex Oss is a good target. She's easy to find around that cage, and here she was streaking right off the draw to pot her 4th in the contest. And Team Wood, thanks in large part to number 34, has the 10-8 lead. It's our business to get you onto the field this year. We want to get you into the game. Let's do so with Katrina Dowd.
It was nice. It went all the way like back up top shelf, kind of.
I know.
Like
I think it hit the
rolled
stand.
up. Yeah, and it rolled up.
Go!
Let's go! Woo! Do you want to play a little bit low, almost like a 3 behind with us?
Yeah.
I think because they're doubling, now is the time we could do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Just ball handle with us in a way.
Yeah.
And then the opposite side can flash in, pull the elbow down, and then the other girl can hit that elbow cutter. I got you. I'll be a great teammate for you. I'm sending Molly next. We're doing shifts over here.
I'll go anywhere.
We'll shift it out. I'm
I'm
not saying anything.
Yeah.
I was over.
I know.
I mean,
No,
I just said the whole time. I said I was over. I don't know if I was first. I don't know if somebody else wasn't. I'm with you. I'm with you, Train. Yes! That's it.
Good movement.
Awesome. Awesome.
Keep it up.
All right, we need.
Just watch practice during the week, and when you do, you'll see Katrina Dowd motioning, directing traffic, so vocal. We knew she'd be great with a microphone.
Katrina Dowd, she was a head coach. Her last stint was as an assistant at UNC. Team trainer, obviously Kayla Trainer is a head coach, but that direction, we talked about Emily Peros being in a different spot on the field, no longer up top as a midfielder, but working behind the goal cage with Trainer and Dowd. And obviously we got a little into the game feature as to why that was done. All due to Katrina Dowd and her offensive prowess.
Game number 7 of 30 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. The 4th quarter, each frame 8 minutes long. Should the game be tied at the end of regulation, there will be a 3-minute sudden victory. If no goals are scored in that 3 minutes, we'll even have a shootout for you, but we're a long way from that here at Maureen Hendricks Field of the Maryland Soccerplex, about a half hour north of Washington, D.C. Starting the 4th, 6-on-6 for Team Wood in the gold. Once this game is complete, Dempsey Arsenault squad squares off against Haley Warden in the nightcap. Garrett off the isolation. She finds Taryn Vanthoff. That pass looking for Ost was low. 25 seconds to shoot. Taryn Vanthoff bluffs it. Snap it inside, and the quick stick's put home. From the severe angle, Kenzie Kent.
We see some different looks. Taryn Vanthoff wearing number 81 in gold. Last week, week 1, she was also a part of the field, but playing more of a defensive role. We see her offensive vision right here. She saw 2 people coming at her. That means somebody's wide open. Generally, far and away from where the ball is controlled. Kenzie Kent putting herself into that position, showing herself for a nice quick finish.
You were telling me that Taryn Vanthoff's a really good decision maker. She made the right choice there to find Kenzie Kent. Vanthoff, the former WPLL champion with the New England Command in a previous stint of pro ball. This is Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse's inaugural season. Team Wood open.
Again, high pressure defenses can create offensively for the opposing team, and that's what we saw right there.
Looked like she was in discomfort after she potted that goal. May have been chopped on the hand. Doesn't stop Cummings from getting her third of the game. She has been a stat point monster in her first 4 games of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. She was the 3rd overall pick in the Week 2 draft. We draft every Monday. You can see it on Facebook Live. Dana Boyle joins me for that. These teams constantly shuffling, changing. Each week after the weekend's play, the top 4 on the leaderboard become new captains. Draw control. They still battle for it inside the key. It's scooped towards the goal circle. As they jam for it, it comes up with Alex Ost. Kenzie Kent stepping back into the offensive fray. She's been a very good distributor in this contest. Each team has a timeout left. We are in the 4th quarter. 40 seconds to go on the shot clock. Skip it to Perella. Sidewinder. Knocked away. Britt Reed in the cage for Team Trainer. The possession belongs to the team dressed in orange. Geiger sidestepping the ride of Kent. Get it to the fleet-footed Sydney Pareca, gymnast. At age 2, she and her sister were doing gymnastics. I've heard of starting them young. Peros on a flash cut, she scores. Another hat-trick player in this high-scoring game.
Cut, and cut again. Team Trainer in orange capitalizing on cuts and then cuts behind them. That's how you break a defense. Seeing one another, finishing, Team Trainer.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate.
Setting in for another steamy, hot weekend in the nation's capital. We're about 30 miles away here at Maureen Hendricks Field and enjoying a close game, 11-10 in favor of Team Wood. Tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, the Cowboy Way of Life heads to Tulsa. The toughest sport on dirt continues its season as the Express Ranches, at the Express Ranches Classic, I should say. Don't miss PBR, Unleash the Beast on CBS Sports Network. Folks, we remind you to head to auprosports.com. You can get your Athletes Unlimited gear. Don't forget to follow on social at AU Pro Sports for exclusive inside content. Joe and Courtney with you. Game 7 of this Athletes Unlimited season. Team Wood against Team Trainer. Both Trainer and Wood on last week's Kylie Oldmiller squad. So their individual one-loss record, a perfect 3-0. That's on the line now in the latter stages of the 4th. In this 4th frame alone, the orange team has, or rather, Team Trainer has outscored Team Wood 2-1. You look at the in-game players on the Geico leaderboard. Kayla Wood has hopscotch Kayla Trainer again. Courtney, you feel like the tide has turned in this game to Team Trainer. How has it happened?
Off of the draw control. It's all about possession. Once you gain possession, you get a little bit more confident on the field. And as of right now, draw possession has gone to Team Trainer.
And just like that, Cummings wins it for Trainer. She fires, she pumped it high and wide off of that draw possession fast break. 5 minutes left, regulation time, 1-point game, and there is a 2-point goal in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. should you score it outside that 8-meter key. This snapshot score. Molly Stevens with a sidewinder.
There is no 3 seconds. There's no shooting space within Athletes Unlimited. And sometimes defense can sag a little bit too much, which right here we're seeing inside Kayla Wood, Ella Simpkins in gold. That gives too much space to the offensive team. Molly Stevens, as soon as she got that ball, she saw that she had time and room, so she was able to catch it and wind up right here without a defender in sight.
Tough for the goalie there, Katie Glynn, to pick up that release. Stevens celebrates with her mates. Into the waiting arms of Katrina Dowd, and we are 11-all, folks, with a little less than 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Every possession now will be critical. Taylor Vanthoff comes down with it, trying to end a 3-goal run for Team Trainer. All 3 goals, the last 3 goals of 4 in the fourth. Have made it an 11-11 game. Courtney, I would imagine you slow the tempo now. You want to work through your paces.
Now that they were just able to win a draw, it's very smart to slow things. Obviously, getting that draw stick back, Taylor Vanthoff gaining possession. You certainly want to make the most of it, finishing it with the shot on goal.
Oss maneuvers in against Hirsch. Inside Fortunato was denied. That one rattles around the frame and out. New shot clock, though, for Team Wood with 4:05 to play. Kenzie Kent on the flip for Fortunato. They work at goal line extended. Taryn Vanthoff outside the key. Sister Taylor sends it around to Perella. Perella, who has a hat trick today. Taryn Vanthoff has been a good feeder from the top. She works in against Cummings. Twice going to the roll dodge. Good stick check by Taylor. Remember, caused turnovers give you 12 points on your individual stat line.
Great defensive play, anticipating, coming up with that caused turnover. However, pushing the play sometimes can mean you're going to create a turnover on the opposite side. If you push the fast break too quickly, teammate's not ready. Obviously, gives the possession back to Team Wood in gold.
Whichever team wins the game gets 45 points for everybody on the side. For everybody who wins the quarter, each team, you get 20 points. Right now, the quarter is being led by Team Trainer. Reed off the takeaway.
Fatigue beginning to set in, standing to pass the ball. Those are no-nos. You want to move your feet to pass the ball. Move it to a teammate who's moving her feet.
Setting up for a dramatic finish in this first game of the weekend. First game of 6 to be played Friday, Saturday, Sunday here at Maureen Hendricks Field. On the move, Pareca. She was checked by Wood. Wood with the ground ball after the takeaway. Kayla Wood, who began the weekend as the leaderboard's #1, taking this back and starting her team in an offensive mood with Rudkin.
Great job of moving the ball from one side of the field to the other. Attack was riding hard by Team Trainer in orange. However, we saw Team Wood switching fields, so very important. When it's hard to clear the ball up one way, you want to switch to the opposite side. And that's exactly what we just saw, a safe clear by Team Wood.
Kent against Becca Block. Keep the ball hot. Ronbeck will flip. Taylor Vanthoff will choose Perella. Perella's inside feed just gets away from Lindsay Ronbeck. It's a turnover. With 1 minute and 38 seconds to go, we need to do some business in this 11-11 game. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on CBS Sports Network is presented by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Into the shadows on this early Friday night. The team dressed in gold is in an 11-11 game. That's Team Wood against Team Trainer. We see Kayla Trainer's facilitator there. Think helper, advisor, support staff. The facilitator for Team Trainer this week is Amanda Johansson. Courtney, let's get to our Geico Defensive Player of the Game. This one belongs to the netminder, Haley Hicklin.
Haley Hicklin of Team Wood with a great stop here against quite possibly the GOAT. Kayla Trainer stopping her not once but twice, holding her stick high, seeing ball right into that stick, holding her frame. She wants to make sure not to fall on any of the fakes. Kayla Trainer threw at her, did such a great job with 2 back-to-back saves.
So those 4 saves in total for Haley. She gets 6 points per. That adds to her individual stat line on the overall leaderboard tally sheet. At the end of the season, we'll crown one champion of 56 players in Athletes Unlimited. At the end of the weekend, the top 4 on the leaderboard are new captains for week 3. This is week 2 of Athletes Unlimited, as we're looking at the leaderboard up to date. Kayla Wood jockeying for position with Kayla Trainer, and Taylor Cummings is right there.
I think that last cause turnover by Kayla Wood, certainly an extra 12 points, as well as that ground ball, pushed her ahead. Now that defensive work translated into offense as they're able to score another goal. Kayla Trainer, Taylor Cummings, a great 2 offensive 1-2 as both an attacker and midfielder.
In the 5th spot, you see on the leaderboard, Dempsey Arsenault. She'll be wearing blue in the nightcap game. She'll square off against Haley Ward. And there have been a lot of big goal scorers on this game today. At 4 players now and counting with hat tricks or better.
Joe Alexos making herself known. Alyssa Perella with the big day. Taylor Cummings, Emily Peros, we saw a lot of action from them last week, but most impressive, Alex Ost. This is her first weekend of play. Last week, she had an excused absence, and it took her no time to get used to playing with these players. She was not here again last weekend, and it's super important for teams coming together, and she had no trouble.
Ost, who back in college had 6 goal games against Dartmouth and Penn when she was a Maryland Terrapin. 4 on the day, helping the cause for Team Wood. 90 seconds left in regulation. This is an offside. It's going to give the ball back to Kayla Wood's squad with 1:23 remaining. Simpkins will offer it to Kenzie Kent. Kent, who was the 4th overall pick in the draft back on Monday.
The over and back had been called a few times. That's a new rule for these players to get used to. Where that ball is at, you cannot go backwards over that 50-yard line.
Critical possession now is an understatement with 53 seconds to go. 27 on the shot clock. Molly Garrett calling for it. She goes straight away for Perella. Perella gets doubled. Peros is there with help from Cummings. Feed it inside. Ost! She snapped it wide. Missed the target. Closest to the ball, Warren, when it leaves the field, maintains possession, so it stays with the team in goal. Quick stick score! Ost has a handful.
So very smart. Team Wood in gold, backing up the goal cage. It was a runoff between the attacker and the goalkeeper. They were able to maintain possession. Super important, which ultimately translated into that goal.
As the teams get together to talk it over, Alex Ost has been terrific in her first game in the Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse League. She's open once more for Kenzie Kent.
Kenzie Kent, we saw with that hustle play, running the ball out. It's the closest player once the ball is getting ready to cross that line off of a shot. And that vision, her head is up the entire time. Kenzie Kent has the ability to dodge. However, when you have a teammate right here slipping behind defensive player who's putting herself in a great position to score, move the ball, and that she did.
Alex Ost with her 5th of the game. So she gets 12 points for every goal she scores. Kenzie Kent gets 4 points for each assist. Should Team Wood win the game, every player on the roster gets 45 points. There are 20 points available for the quarter, which is right now being led by Team Trainer by my count, 3-2.
And that's the great thing about Athletes Unlimited. Team Trainer can win the quarter. However, ultimately, the game and those total of 45 points could go to Team Wood.
Major league-sized draw control now. High in the air it goes. It comes up for Garrett. Nice pass in transition there to find Simpkins. Simpkins on the run. She doesn't need to go to the cage. Her team has the lead. They can run for cover. We hear the whistle. The head official is Patty Kletcher-Porter.
Offsides.
You heard Patty Kletcher-Porter with the offside call.
Offsides call against Team Trainer.
It's against Kayla Trainer's side, so Kayla Wood's team has the ball and 18 seconds left to endure. Taylor Vanthoff coming in. This is a turnover back to Kayla Trainer's squad. The captain comes to fetch it on the sideline. As Trainer advances, they're going to play it. 9 seconds to go. Trainer fighting through Wood. Trainer rolls back. Sidewinder stopped. The save by Katie Glynn at the horn. And Team Wood holds on for the victory.
By Team Wood. With their 3 goals in the fourth, Team Trainer wins the quarter. Every player on
As Team Trainer in orange was able to come up with that ball off of an offsides call, by Gold stepping off, it translated into a dodge. Dodge for Kayla Trainer. And an amazing save by 00 Katie Glynn. As we see her dropping her stick low. And generally, Kayla Trainer's rocking that shot high. A nice quick rollback. Sometimes that catches the goalie off guard. Stick is coming from a position where she can't see that shot. However, she dropped. New time was expiring. And a great job of keeping her team with the W.
Katie Glynn, who had the most saves in week 1 while she was splitting time with Britt Reed. Katie Glynn, a job well done there to stonewall Kayla Trainer and pick up the victory. An exciting end to Game 7 of this Athletes Unlimited season. The ladies in gold prevailing by 1, all smiles beaming as we welcome in Alex Ost to our post-game thoughts. And Alex, I guess the simple question is, what's going through your mind now after you bagged 5 in a win?
Yeah, I mean, it was truly a team win. Every single person out there was super selfless, and it just feels really good for all of us to come together. Our defense was locked down there at the end, and offense really moved the ball, so it feels good to have a solid team win.
Alex, today being your first game, what are some major differences that you see out there on the field?
Oh my gosh, the speed and physicality is unmatched. I mean, you know, I graduated college a long time ago, and the girls are just so talented, so you really have to respect every single player out there and, you know, really be strong with the ball in your stick because they're coming after you. So it makes for some really exciting lacrosse, and I just think that this is some of the fastest, strongest lacrosse that's ever been played.
Alex, I know in recent weeks and months you've been working on your game. You've been getting your timing back. You missed last week, but what worked so well offensively for your group to score so many times today?
Oh my gosh, I mean, when you're playing with feeders like Kenzie Kent and Courtney Fortunato, they're just so lethal with the ball. All I have to do is cut for a quick second and they put it right on my stick. So I think I'm a product of the players around me and the hard work that they do. So I'm just super lucky to have them on the field with me.
Thanks so much for your time,
Yeah.
Alex. Great job.
Thank you.
Alex Ost, victorious for Team Wood. This is the Geico leaderboard up to the moment. We haven't had the MVP balloting tallied just yet, but at the moment, Kayla Wood remains on top.
What's so very important to remember, individual stats, they matter, but those quarter wins, those overall wins, which obviously Team Wood in gold had today.
Picking up 45 points for everybody wearing the gold for Team Wood. Once again, your final score, a 12-11 decision for Courtney Martinez-Connor. For all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks so much for your time. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network. Nice way to start a Friday night, eh? A high-scoring game that goes to Team Wood thanks to an awesome 5-goal performance.